HR Basics is a series of short courses designed to highlight what you need to know about a particular human resource management topic. In today's HR Basics, we explore job descriptions, the foundation of what human resource professionals and people managers need to know about 3 simple elements of great job documentation. A job description is a useful, plain language tool that describes the essential functions and specifications of a position. Job documentation provides the foundation for many activities and functional areas of human resource management, as well as compliance. Use a template to design a clear job description in a user-friendly format. There are many valuable tools out there to assist you in the development of great job descriptions. Often, templates are used to streamline the development of job descriptions in an organization. As a matter of fact, all organizations should have a consistent job documentation template to ensure consistency in their job descriptions throughout the organization. Job analysis is the systematic process of collecting information that identifies similarities and differences in work. The outcome of job analysis is job documentation. A job description, again, is a useful plain language tool that describes the essential functions and specifications of a position. Job documentation provides the foundation for many activities of the human resource management function. Once the data about a particular job has been collected, 3 primary elements of a job description can be created. These include the essential functions, purpose statement, and job specification. Let's take a look at each. The first major task of writing a job description is defining the essential functions of the job. The use of the term essential functions should be a part of your job descriptions, and it should explicitly state how the individual is to perform a job. The essential functions and responsibilities section is a summary of key tasks, work behaviors, and responsibilities of the job. These statements, also called task statements, typically appear in order of importance or in order of the time required for each task. Some organizations distinguish the essential duties from marginal duties and responsibilities in this section for legal purposes. The essential functions section contains essential functions and responsibility statements. Essential function statements are broad themes of the most critical work to be done in the job. I think of these essential function statements as buckets of responsibility statements. These responsibility statements, on the other hand, support the essential function by defining important job tasks. When developing your essential functions, use the Key Result Area or KRA formula. The KRA formula provides simple guidance for writing your essential function and responsibility statements. The formula helps you start writing each bullet point with an action verb, making your statement action-oriented. Next, you describe what action needs to be taken. Ask what needs to be done. Finally, you'll define the outcome. Describe what needs to happen in measurable terms. Ask what's the result. Here's some tips for writing your essential function and responsibility statements. Always use the Key Result Area formula to develop your essential functions and associated responsibility statements. Use 4 to 8 essential functions to describe a position. Within each essential function statement, define 2 to 8 responsibility statements using bullet points below. Avoid using action verbs such as handle, survey, or arrange. These words are vague and do not give the reader a clear picture of the true work of the position. Defining essential functions encompasses the following steps. Ensure that tasks are truly necessary or a requirement to perform the job. Determine the consequence of not performing the function and whether this would be detrimental to the employer's operation or result in severe consequences. Determine if the task can be reassigned or performed in another manner. Determine if tasks can be reassigned to another employee. Once the essential function is defined, the employer can make a determination as to whether the functions are essential or marginal. Each essential function statement will include responsibility statements that further define the activities of that essential function. As we've talked about, 2 to 8 responsibility statements should be included in each essential function area. Organize these responsibility statements in a logical order using a bulleted list. Consider listing responsibility statements in order of importance. The purpose statement is a concise and brief description of the reason the position exists. The purpose statement provides just enough information about the essential functions to distinguish the position from others. The statement summarizes the overall function of the work and captures the essence of the essential functions and responsibilities of the job. It is an important part of the job description as it's usually the first thing people read. You should write the purpose statement after all essential functions and responsibility statements have been written using the KRA formula. Here's some tips for writing your purpose statement. Ask yourself, why does the position exist? Why does the company need the position? Begin the statement with an action word followed by the results that will occur in terms of services, outcomes, growth, program development, and so on. Use language that everyone within the organization will understand. Avoid describing tasks and activities. A good purpose statement is not a reiteration of the activities that comprise the essential functions or responsibilities. Keep the length of this purpose statement to 45 to 65 words. Moving on, job specifications include the knowledge, skills, and abilities required of the essential functions of the job. Specifications include education and experience, physical demands, and work environments required to perform the essential functions of the job. When defining other knowledge, skills, and abilities, consider what is required by the essential functions of the job. The final portion of the job description is the job specifications section. This section documents all qualifications that a job candidate must possess in order to successfully perform the job. A key point is that job specifications are requirements for job success, not desirable attributes that go beyond what is required. Job specification requirements should be consistent, that means consistent with department and organizational standards. Unbiased, requirements cannot be based on a particular person's education or experience. Precise, requirements that are too high can eliminate potentially qualified applicants from your applicant pool. Specific, set the requirements at the very minimum level needed for qualifications for the job, but also include the type of experience you are interested in. And finally, relevant, requirements should be applicable to the duties and responsibilities of the job. Here's some tips for writing your job specifications. Consider each essential function. Identify the other knowledge, skills, and abilities that are absolutely required in order for the employee to perform the responsibilities and activities. When selecting other knowledge, skills, and abilities, consider only those that are required by the essential functions and associated responsibilities. Well-written job descriptions are central to systems that manage people in organizations. From selection to discipline, job documentation provides the foundation of fairness and compliance in organizations.